an unbelievably strong player. I mean, he came out on that stage, and from the downbeat, he was the most dynamic and energetic player on the stage. I mean, it was work for the much younger musicians to keep up with him. He was so inspirational, and has been since I was a kid and started listening to jazz. You know, he was
right.
He was one of has always been an incredible improviser, great melodic sense, very strong sense of keeping his artistic pursuit pure. So I honor him with that piece, hopefully.
Peshkar for Hamza.
Peshkar for Hamza. That's dedicated to a wonderful Nubian musician, Hamza Al-Din, who lived out here in California. He passed away last year, and I dedicated this piece to him. It's based on a interesting kind of rhythmic, and then Peshkar is, is a style of, it's a portion of a classical North Indian drum solo where they break rhythms up into these kind of interesting forms. That's a 16-beat cycle, which in a Western mind could be described as, four bars of 4, but in this case it's 16 beats divided up into 5, 6, and 5, and kind of keeps this very circular, flowing nature to it. It stays within one mode. Zakir Hussain plays beautiful tabla accompaniment on that, gives a great deal of rhythmic energy, and Niladri Kumar plays the beautiful sitar part on it.
The last one was Casting.
Casting is more of a jazz piece.
Right.
It's the one piece I play soprano saxophone on this recording. It's harmonic. It uses some interesting time things. It goes back and forth between 4 and 5, and it's a lyrical piece. I like to have one that kind of draws more from the harmonic jazz world, but it's kind of soothing. And it came from, it had to do with casting spells, also from this Mistress of Spices. It came from that same period of writing.
How did you happen to pick out the name for the album, Spirit and Spice?
I think in conversation with somebody, I was, we were talking about what should the album look like, and somehow we had this image of a bowl of red chilies with incense sticks in it.
Yeah.
Kind of, I like to feel that I'm expressing a lot of sort of spiritual healing type energy, but there's also a lot of funk and raw energy. So, it kind of keeps that blend of the spirit world and the real world, and maybe some of the more exuberant, aggressive energy that a bunch of powerful drummers have, along with this more flowing kind of melodic side.
You kept mentioning raga. Did I say that right?
Raga, yeah. Raga is the melodic material that Indian musicians draw from. And ragas, they're kind of like scales, kind of like modes, but they're very specific, and they can be specific to time of day. Like there are certain ragas that are played in the morning, certain ragas that are played in the night, and at very specific times during the day. There are certain seasons of the year that ragas are played. Some are for rain, some are rain ragas. They express specific emotions, and that's really, a lifetime of study that to learn what raga means. And it's a very, very old tradition, very powerful. One thing that's very different about raga from Western music is that a raga is performed in this one scale, and it never goes outside of that scale, and there are no chord changes. The fixed, what we call a tonic in music, it's the fixed, like if it's, like we often, people know C major. If it's in C, it stays in C the whole time, and that could be an hour and a half performance.
Wow.
But goes through different expressions of this, really pays attention to the meaning of each note and the relationship between the notes, the movement between the notes.
You have a trio.